Hey everyone, it's Debbie. This is, what is today? The 15th. It is our son Joe's birthday, the older one that we found. After Dave did his DNA and ancestry, we found Joe. So today is Joe's 51st birthday. So I don't think he'll be watching, but happy birthday to Joe. And it is day 199 of our carnivore journey. We left Lee's house this morning. I miss her already. She's like my big sister. And I really love her a lot. She's great and fun to be with. And so we left her house this morning. We are now at the vet waiting for them to open. They take a lunch break until 2, so we're waiting for them to open. My one puppy needs a rabies shot. I don't know. How do you guys get by without, I don't want to do a rabies shot, but I also don't want to get fined or penalized since it's illegal not to. So I don't know. I guess I'll get the one today. It's only $20. I'll get it today, and then maybe you guys can let me know what you do for in the future, because I don't think some vets take the dog if they don't have rabies shots and caught up. But I don't like doing it. To me, it's like vaccination. Well, it is a vaccination, but I don't like doing it. So I'm waiting for the vet to open, and then we're going back to our son's house that you've been to before. We're going to hang out there for a while. And so I have been at Lee's, and I have done more of a little bit of a keto, I guess, but I managed to gain 3 pounds on my keto. So starting today, I am doing meat, eggs, butter, and seafood. That's it. So everything else is going to have a restart starting today. And for 2 weeks, I'm just going to eat that. And I want to see what happens. If at the end of the 2 weeks, nothing is happening, well, no matter what happens in 2 weeks, I'm going to try my coffee and my heavy whipping cream and my stevia again, just to see what happens at that point. I just want to see. I'm going to start keeping a food journal because I did have some acid reflux at Lee's. So I want to see what happens. I'm going to keep a food journal. Like I said, I'm just going to eat meat, butter, eggs, and seafood for this next 2 weeks. See what happens. See if it gives me a boost, because I am still at 163.4. At one point, I was at 164. So I'm going to try that for 2 weeks, and then, like I said, I'm going to add just a little bit of coffee the way I like it and see what happens, and just take it from there. So I'll keep you updated with that, of what's happening. And we've got 4 days left. The best is yet to come. It's going to be so awesome. I'm so excited. And the people are getting confirmed as we speak. I love watching all that too. So let's see. Anyway, I guess I left off with our daughter, that we did end up getting our daughter in February of 1979. And then in the fall of 1980, we got our Nathan. And I also knew I was pregnant with Nathan. Now comes the fun part, because David and I had discussed a lot about doing something about having more. We thought, it seemed like everybody that we were friends with at the time were having 2. So we thought we might stop at 2. And the time came where we decided to look into it. I made an appointment for my husband, and my friend Vicky made an appointment for her husband because we could visit while they were there. So hey, why not? So we did that, and I went in to visit with Vicky while the men went into the back room and, do what they're doing. And, well, I guess I moved up a step here. I forgot to tell you this part. I know. I had what I thought was a yeast infection. So this is the day before our husband's vasectomies. I found out I knew I had a yeast infection, so I called my doctor and I said, I have a yeast infection. Can you give me something for that so I can go get, some medicine for it? And so I've got 2 little kids crawling and running around on the floor. I'm potty training my daughter, And she's like, I guess she was 2 at the time. So talked to the doctor, and the nurse said, well, we can't give that medication out unless we do a pregnancy test. And I said, I've just been pregnant twice in the last 2 years. I know the difference between itching and pregnancy. So she said, yes, I'm really sorry. I understand all that, but we still need to do a pregnancy test because it could be harmful. Well, now I had to find a babysitter and drive 30 miles to my doctor. I was not happy, but I did it. I got the babysitter. Everything worked out fine. I got back. I'm hanging around a little bit, trying to teach my daughter, doing potty training. And she jumps up from the potty and goes to the other side of the room, just out of my reach from those long corded phones, the ones that would stretch for like a mile. So I was at the end trying to grab her when off in the distance, I hear the nurse say, it's positive. And I come back to the phone. I said, what's positive? And she said, your pregnancy test, it's positive. Are you serious? Oh, I couldn't believe it. And I said, oh no. And she said, are you scared? And I said, oh, yeah. And I said, my husband's not gonna, oh no. And she said, will he beat you? And I said, no, but he's gonna cry. And sure enough, I decided it was the first baby that we didn't know was coming. So I set the table, I got stuff for steak, I did the whole thing like the way you're supposed to start with. And what happened then was, when David walked in that night, he looked around and he was like, uh-oh, where's the car? I said, the car's fine. Well, what's going on? And I said, well, you better sit down. So he sat down and I said, I'm pregnant. He said, what? So anyway, when we walked in to get the men's surgeries the next morning, I walked in through the big double doors. The doors open wide, my friend's sitting there facing us. And I said, hey, how are you guys? She said, good, how are you? And I said, I'm pregnant. She said, that's not funny. I said, I'm not laughing. So anyway, we got our surprise baby, and what a joy he has always been. I just cannot imagine our life without our youngest, Zachary. So we ended up with 3. We've got Stacy. 19 months later, Nathan was born, and 17 months after that, Zach was born. So that's the story at this point. I guess I'll stop there. Love you guys. Can't wait to hear from you. See what you got to say. Talk to you then. Bye.